Thank you so much for speaking to me. It's wonderful to actually talk to you. This show is really exciting, and you have the history of started off as a Deal or No Deal model, and
Mhm.
now you're back as a contestant. Can you talk about whether or not that gives you feel an edge over the other contestants?
I definitely felt I had an advantage going in as far as the knowledge of the game. And I actually love Deal or No Deal. Like when I used to be a model on the show, standing there on my 19-hour days, I was like, damn, I got this good job, but I wish I was a contestant. Like I wish I would love to see how I would do because, I think sometimes we think things are easy from the outside looking in, or we think we can do a better job. And I got the chance to finally go see and put that theory to a test. And it was such a good experience. It really was.
Wonderful. And now that it's different, this is not in a studio where you make a guess. This is you're out there, it's physical, you're in an environment. That's a completely different kind of gameplay. So can you talk about the strategy of the physicality and also like the mental behind it?
Well, we didn't know what to expect before we get out there. We knew there'd be challenges, but we didn't know exactly what they'd be. So I started to try to work out a little bit more, step on my cardio a little bit.
Mhm.
I didn't need to freshen up on the game of deal or no deal because that's what I feel like I'm an expert in. I just was just like open to whatever they were going to throw at us. You know, I knew I'd be an asset for the game because I know when to go an extra step and when to kind of call it a day. I've seen a lot of
Mm.
people lose out on a lot of money being too greedy, and if anything, I would be more on the conservative side. I want to go for it, but I'm not going to blow it all when the odds are not in my favor. And you'll see.
Mm. Okay. Now, what did they tell you in advance to prepare for this?
Not a lot. They told us what kind of clothes we need to bring and that there will be some physical challenges. And we have to be able to swim and hey, there may not be some critters around there. So we were pretty much walking into like uncharted territory,
Mm.
unknown. So kind of like you open up a door, you don't know what's on the other side. That's what it was. It was like, what's gonna be over there?
Now, without any kind of spoilers, can you talk about some of the challenges that were a bit challenging for you?
Well, I can only talk about the first one that you've seen the teaser of. And we have to go find some cases. And if you've seen the 30-minute teaser that they put out there, within a minute, I am like waist deep in some mud. And there was centipedes in that mud. And there was briefcases with a whole lot of money in that mud. And we had to figure it out. And it was so hard. I'm here. It's like day one. I'm like, I want to go home already. My hair was all pretty. Then like 5 minutes later, I'm covered in mud. But you know what? After doing this show, there's a lot of things I think I could do more because I'm like, I didn't think I could do what I did on this show, and I did it.
Mm. Now, can you talk about working with a group of people together in order to kind of accomplish a goal that's much different than we've seen before?
Yeah, regular deal or no deal, you're just kind of playing with yourself. You have your friends there, your family to support you, but this is a little bit different. There's a twist. You got to build the pot up with your team. And then the
Mhm.
last man or woman standing is the one. Oh, we freezing up.
All right.
The
No,
computer.
you're good.
Okay. The last man or woman standing is the one that gets to play for the entire bag. So
Mm. Can you tease who you think is the strongest competition that you have to deal
I
with?
will say the strongest competition would be myself because I am physically fit. I know the game. I look good in a bathing suit, and I am down to help other people, but I also want to get the money for myself. So I'm gonna say me.
How do you balance both having to accomplish things for the group overall with kind of yourself, not being selfish, but in a way you're kind of being selfish because you want that money?
It's hard because you want to build a pot up, but you also don't want to get yourself out the game and you want to stick around yourself. So you have to make some really difficult decisions sometimes. And then as the longer you're there, the more you get to really like some of these people. And you're like, well, I don't want to throw someone else under the bus, but I don't want to lose myself. So there's a bunch of mental things you have to deal with. That's not so easy.
Mm. How do you go about showing the people that you know what you're doing, that you're worthy, but not revealing all of your cards at once?
Oh, you'll see from episode one. my expertise in the game, and you'll see my skills or lack of when it comes to picking the briefcases. And if I'm not playing the game, I'm gonna be a coach. If I'm in the game, I know what I'm doing. So that part, come to me for those answers. I got you covered.
Was there something that you really was not prepared for?
Um, Snakes in the bathroom and scorpions that we had to
Oh,
kill.
oh, that's fun.
I
So
saw the
can you
biggest
talk
bug I've
about,
ever
oh,
seen in my life in this jungle. It was like a foot tall. It was this big, a bug just hanging out.
okay,
Yes.
that's different. Can you kind of talk about you're in that environment as well? That has its own physical challenges, as you talked about with the different bugs. And so, can you talk about kind of preparing for that?
There's no preparing for a 1 foot bug, sis. There's none. I've never seen that before in my life. And we had to just deal with it. You know what I mean? Like there's people walking around our camp catching snakes to make sure they don't get into our tents. There's no way to prepare for that, you know? It definitely made you appreciate what you had back home, and being in a bug-free house. But yeah, that adds to the stress. And plus you have to turn on your cell phone and your computer. So you're not even communicating with your people back home. You can't even cry to your mama or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You just had to just deal with it and just, lean on each other during this experience. That was tough.
Do you feel that kind of digital isolation is best for both you and the games that you're playing?
No, it was hard. I
Mm,
think it made it harder. Like I just wanted to like talk to a friendly voice, like someone that I didn't have to worry about they were scheming on me or not. So that was, yeah, I was missing that a lot. Hmm.
mm. Okay, well, thank you so much for speaking to me. I love the show. I love what I've seen so far. So congratulations for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.